everyone. I'm going solo today, so might be a little bit of rough camera work there. Today I thought we would make birdseed ornaments. Now I've written about these in both of my blogs and I included pictures, but I thought, you know what? Why not just do a little video, go over it, show people how really it's so easy. So what you want is you're going to want a half a cup of hot water. You're going to want 3/4 cups of flour. You're going to want 4 cups of birdseed. This can be any birdseed that you want. I use KT Fruit and Nut Blend, or Nut and Fruit Blend, however they say it, because I know that the birds in my area are most attracted to that particular blend of birdseed. If you don't know what birds are in your area or what they would be eating, they sell a lot of good sort of covers all bases type of birdseed. You can get something like that, and then as you see who comes to the feeder or who comes to the ornaments, then you can tailor make seed cakes after that for those particular species of birds. So yeah, you don't always have to call these birdseed ornaments either, by the way, since it's not Christmas time. I tend to call them ornaments because I always remember to do them at Christmas. So then I'm decorating the trees outside with lights and I go, oh right, the birdseed ornaments, let's get those out. But they're basically seed cakes. So we've got the birdseed, the water, the flour. Now something that I thought was going to be harder to find than it really was is unflavored gelatin. This is Jello brand gelatin, unflavored, and you want just a packet of that. You'll want 1 chopstick, a single chopstick. We'll go over why later. And then you will want pieces of straws. These can be any straws. I just happen to have some straws around, so this was what I used. But you know, if you've got straws left over from McDonald's or wherever you've gone, rinse them out and you can cut them up and use them for this. And again, we'll go over why. You're also going to want pieces of yarn, about 12 pieces. You'll want your handy dandy muffin tins. I love these things. I keep them around, reuse them for everything. You'll want 2 of those. And then you will also need corn syrup. You don't need a bottle this big, but you'll need corn syrup. So what we're going to do first, if this is still warm, yep, still warm, you're going to want your half cup of water to be hot. And then you're going to add your unflavored gelatin. And you're going to just mix this all together until it dissolves, which I guess I shouldn't have used my measuring spoon, but too late now. I thought I had a spoon over here, but I didn't, so that's all right. So you'll go ahead and mix this until it dissolves. And it doesn't have to be perfect, that's alright, because we're going to be making a huge mess in a little while, so this being dissolved perfectly is going to be the least of your worries. Which, speaking of mess, this is great to do with kids, but if you do this with more than a couple of kids, you will probably want one adult whose job it is to keep everybody clean. Once we get going here, you'll see why. Alright, once that's dissolved, you're going to add in your 3 tablespoons of corn syrup. So, see, you don't need a bottle this big. I just happen to have a bottle this big. Alright, 1 more tablespoon. There we go. You're going to go ahead and stir this together too, so that it sort of dissolves. It's kind of hard to tell because the corn syrup is liquid and you're putting it in liquid, but give it a nice little stir. Get things dissolved together. All right, and then once you have this together, We're going to just set it aside for a second. You're going to take your very large bowl. I really recommend a really large bowl of 4 cups of birdseed. You're going to add your 3/4 cups of flour. Beautiful. And then you're just going to mix it all together. And this isn't even the messy part. I have a feline admirer down there. She can't wait for these to be made. All right, so then your mixture is going to look kind of like that. Sort of like powdered sugar and birdseed. My cats love these. I put them out on one of our bushes that's near the house by a window that they like to look in, or look out, and they can watch the squirrels that come and steal them. Yes, the squirrels will steal them. The birds that come and eat off of them, they just love to sit at the window and watch. So they love these birdseed ornaments. It gets, it's kitty approved, shall we say. So all right, now that that's mixed together, you're gonna go ahead and pour your liquid in. This is where it gets messy. But so much fun. You're gonna mix it together with your hands. And that's what your hands are gonna look like. So when doing this with kids, one adult should walk around with a wet washcloth. That's the cat playing with her ball over there, so sorry about that. You're gonna want somebody with a wet washcloth to sort of pull this off of kids' hands so that it doesn't wind up in children's hair and that sort of thing. So you really don't have to mix it all that much. I'm mixing it more than it needs to be mixed. There you have it, all mixed together. And then you're gonna take your muffin tins and you're gonna fill them with your seed mixture. I had friends over one year for a pre-Christmas or a post-Christmas party, I don't remember, and we made these, and my husband was the hand cleaning guy, and he got to wander around with the wet wash rag and wipe people's hands off for them, because you really do get sticky. This stuff kind of dries a little bit too as you're working with it, so you do get kind of sticky. But again, really easy, something really nice to do with kids. And if you're doing it when it's not cold outside, you can do it outside so that you don't have to worry about sticky birdseed on your furniture or your carpet or your walls or curtains or each other. So just go ahead and fill these. When you get these all filled, and since I'm a gal working solo today, I won't be shutting the camera off to finish filling these up, so we're gonna have to watch me fill all 12. So, but when you get these all filled, you're gonna want to let it sit minimum overnight in the refrigerator, or if it's cold outside when you're making these, you could stick them out on a porch or in the garage. But if you put them outside, make sure that it's an enclosed porch, something like that, not outside, because something will come by and eat them and steal them. Raccoon, squirrel, chupacabra, all of the above. So just make sure that wherever you put it to solidify and be cold is somewhere protected from animals. Because after all, if they steal the whole mold, well, that kind of defeats the fun purpose of being able to watch the birds come to your trees or your bushes or wherever you hang these. And don't be too disappointed if the squirrels steal them. They love these things, which, number one, bird seed, so they like that. Number two, the kind I use has nuts in it too. This stuff smells amazing. You could probably eat this. It has nuts and raisins and dried berries and all kinds of stuff. It smells great. And three, it has corn syrup in it. So sugar, all the sugar they could possibly need to keep their high metabolism little bodies going. So don't be terribly disappointed if they get stolen. Take it as a compliment. The wild animals love your seed cakes. So, and this is something good to do all year round. Whenever you feel like it, making these, it's a good thing to do. I like to remember for the most often during the winter, though, because it's harder for the birds that stay. I live in Michigan, so it's harder for the birds that stay over winter to find food sources. So I do tend to do this more during the winter than I do other times of the year. A little bit more than I usually do, but I don't think I'm getting these packed quite as tightly as I would like to. All right, so now before we set them aside to solidify, we need to poke holes in them because we're going to be stringing them with that yarn I showed you, so that we can hang them wherever we want. So I'm gonna have to wash my hands, so you'll have to bear with me here for a second. Haha, my husband is gonna love cleaning birdseed out of the trap here. That's okay. You won't tell him, I won't tell him. He'll be surprised by it later. So, all right. We're going to take our one chopstick and you can use the pointy end, but I prefer to use the thicker blunt end that you don't eat with. I prefer to use that end because it's thicker. So approximately in the middle of these cakes, you're going to poke a hole all the way through. I also give it a little twist when I put it in there just to make sure that I've got a nice hole in the center. Okay, once that's accomplished, whoops, that's where your straws come into play. These are going to help you string the ornaments once they're solidified. So you'll take your piece of straw and stick it right in that hole that you just made. And they don't have to be as long as this. I just sort of cut them all sorts of lengths, as you can see. I do like them to be just a tiny bit longer. Like this one, for example, is just barely sticking above the seed cake. I do like them to be just a little bit longer than the thickness of the cake because it helps in stringing them, and then it helps in actually getting the straw off the string once you have it threaded. So there we go. All set and ready to be put in the fridge. I'm going to put mine in the fridge. Again, I would say a minimum of overnight. You can go longer than that, but I wouldn't go any shorter than that. So these will go in the fridge. They'll sit overnight. Let's see if we can get you a better view. So there they are. Like I said, the birds and the squirrels are going to go crazy for this. It's going to be so much fun. And this is a good way too to get your kids interested in the wildlife that lives outside. If you've got a window that overlooks somewhere that you can hang these, then the kids can see the animals come and eat. You can talk to them about, you know, that's a gray squirrel, that's a chickadee, so on and so forth. And it just sort of lets them have the experience of seeing wildlife in their yard and really paying attention to that wildlife. So just a cool way to show them who they're sharing their yard with, as it were. So, alright, so I'm going to stick these in the fridge, let them sit overnight, and then I will show you tomorrow how to string these babies, and we will, maybe, if it's not too bad outside, we will go outside and hang them up on the tree. So, alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, I do have these posted on both of my blogs. I will put the links down below. And that way you can, I have pictures and step-by-step instructions on the blogs. So you can print it off if you need to, or whatever you need. So, alright, that's that for the birdseed ornaments for now. And I will see you in 12 to 18 hours, something like that. All right? Okay, thanks. Bye. All right, so welcome back. It's actually been a couple of days. I forgot about these. So they sort of hung out in the back of the fridge for a while, which is no problem. These will stay in these little trays as long as you need them to. So as you can see here, I already did most of them because it's kind of a slow process, and I figured you guys wouldn't want to stare at me while I did all 12. So I've got 3 left in the tray here. I'll show you how we pop them out. Now, sometimes, depending on, sorry, I've got seed all over the counter here. Sometimes, depending on how well they set around the straw, you can actually pull them out by the straw. These didn't really set as well that way. So what I've done, benefit to doing them in these aluminum trays, is you can just sort of pop them up from the bottom with your fingers and then sort of grab hold of them and pull them out. Once you've got one out, you want to push, twist if you have to, push the straw all the way through, and then we'll take some yarn or twine or whatever it is that you're using, just something that's a little thicker so that it won't damage the plants if you hang them on bushes or other plants like that. And then you're just going to go ahead and thread it through the straw. There she comes out the other side. Once you get it through, you can go ahead and pull your straw out. And then this is where I get a little too picky. I do try to get the string to be about the right length on both sides. You don't have to be quite that picky. And then I just knot it at the top here, nice and tight. Voila. So you've got 2 more here to do. This one, the straw is pretty much ready to come out. You will have bits that just sort of pop off. That's the way it goes. I save them all up in this tray, and then I'll throw them outside underneath where I put these ornaments on the ground, so that the ground feeding birds also find little treats. Alright, here we go. Like I said, these will stay in these trays so for a long time. So if you feel like making a bunch of these ahead of time and keeping them in a cool, dry place, maybe the basement, or again, if you've got a garage or somewhere like that where you won't attract animals with these, you can store them out there, and then you've got a bunch made to use throughout the year or throughout the winter. Last one. Okay. Once I get this one strung here, we'll see if my cameraman will oblige me, and we will go outside, although I'll have to leave you for a second because it's 11 degrees out and I want to put a coat on before I go out. So last one strung. So give me just a second here to put some boots and my coat on, and we will meet up again outside. Okay, here we are outside. It's very cold. I already strung up a bunch of them because, again, I figured you guys don't want to watch me do, 12 ornaments out here. So basically the best way to do this is you're going to take your ornament, your seed cake, and hopefully you can see this. Okay, let me try to find somewhere a little closer to you. You can see I've got yarn from previous ones out here that I meant to take out before it started snowing, but I never got to it. So we've got one there, we've got one down there. Let's see, we'll stick one here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this and you're gonna bring, we've got a chickadee in the bush already. You're gonna take your yarn like this, put it over the branch. You'll take the cake itself, put it through the yarn, and then pull it just like that. And so now, voila, it hangs, no problem. Okay, we've got another one. I'll try to go up a little higher. I like to try to put these at different levels because you have birds and furry friends that naturally eat at different levels. So this way, we're putting these in areas where they're going to naturally go, where they'll feel a little bit safer from predators. All right, one more. Let's see, we'll stick one in here. Got the chickadee right on the other side of the bush from me, picking away at stuff already. Very cool. They seriously love these things. As soon as I come out here, they're not too far behind. And I've got my window here, which is fantastic. The cats can watch from here. I can watch from here. So there you have it. I use all of mine all at once. You can, put however many out you want at a time. But if you guys do this, please absolutely send me pictures, post them. Let me know if you do them with your kids, how the kids like it. And try to stay warm. I don't know about you, but it's awfully cold and getting colder around here in Michigan. So, all right, have a great day, guys. Thanks.